Hello friends, welcome back to our channel IT India. This is going to be the second session of the series that we have started, which is AWS Tutorials for Beginners 2024. In this video, we are going to discuss the topic Cloud Computing Models and Cloud Deployment Models. So let's start this video with our first topic, that is Cloud Computing Models. You may be already aware there are three cloud computing models: infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and then software as a service. You must have seen these terms somewhere if you are related with any of the cloud platform. It could be Azure, AWS, GCP, or even any other cloud platform as well, because these are something which are common in every cloud platform. Infrastructure as a service is a service in which cloud provider provide you few basic things like networking, server, virtualization, like that. You can have better understanding on the same by having a look on this picture. Packaged software. What a complete software needs: networking, storage, server, virtualization, OS, middleware, runtime, data, application. These are all the things required for a software. And what the cloud provider will provide you in infrastructure as a service. These are the things you can have a look from the bottom. First one will be networking, second thing is storage, third thing server, then virtualization. And what you have to manage there? You have to manage application, obviously, data, runtime, middleware, and even the OS will also be managed by you. You have to choose which OS you are going to use. You have to patch that OS on regular intervals. Whatever is required for the OS, that is sole responsibility of you only, not the cloud provider. But however, in case of AWS tries best effort approach to assist on OS, but OS is your responsibility only. So these are the four things that will be provided in infrastructure as a service to you. Then comes to platform as a service. So in platform as a service, you will get so many things that you don't have to worry about the underlying infrastructure. You just need to focus on your application, and it can help you in increasing the efficiency, increasing the productivity. As you are not going to procure any resource, capacity planning, software maintenance, patching, or any other undifferentiated heavy lifting involved in running your application. You just need to worry about your data and application. These are only two things. Otherwise, networking, storage, server, virtualization, OS, middleware, and runtime, all these will be provided by the cloud provider. And then comes third one, software as a service. In this, everything will be provided to you by the AWS or cloud provider. We can see it could be any other as well, not just AWS. Networking, storage, server, virtualization, OS, middleware, runtime, data, application. You can see all are managed by vendor here. So you don't have to worry about anything here. What you will do with the software as a service if you are not going to do anything in it? So basically, let me tell you with a very common example of software as a service. It is web-based email, where you can just send and receive email without having to manage the feature additions to email product or maintaining the servers and operating system that email program is running on. You may have used Outlook. You don't have to worry where it is running, how it is managing. You just type the mail, you just send it. It is something like end user of the application. You are something like that. So this is the important feature that you get in software as a service. But this is not like that. Software as a service is supreme thing, and infrastructure as a service is inferior thing. This depends on the use case of the customer. IaaS could be better for some people. At the same time, software as a service could be the requirement of others, because in some cases you may want the OS to maintain by yourself. You may want the data to maintain yourself. So this depends on the use case only. So we can't say like this is very important, this is not important, something like that. So this is how it works. And now cloud computing deployment models. So here again there are three models. First one is cloud, second one is hybrid, third one is on premises. So you must have heard all these terms. So cloud, as the name itself indicates, when your application is running fully in cloud, then it is called cloud deployment model. And in case your application or your service are running partially in on-prem and partially in hybrid, then it is called hybrid model. So hybrid deployment is a way to connect infrastructure and application between cloud-based resource and existing resource that are not located in the cloud. The most common method of hybrid deployment is between the cloud and existing on-premises infrastructure to extend and grow an organization's infrastructure into cloud while connecting cloud resources to internal system. So basically, if your infrastructure is already running on-prem and you want to extend it, you want to further use the resources in the cloud, then you can use hybrid cloud. Basically, resources in cloud will keep using your on-prem resources as well. So this is very beneficial deployment model depending on the use case again. And then on-premises deployment model. So deploying resources on premises using virtualization and resource management tools is sometimes also called private cloud. On-premises deployment does not provide many of the benefit of cloud computing, but is sometimes sought for its agility to provide dedicated resources. Basically, it is not cloud, we can say, but there you are using virtualization and making it working like a cloud. In most cases, this deployment model is same as legacy IT infrastructure while using application management and virtualization technologies to try and increase resource utilization. So these are three cloud computing deployment model. If you have any doubt related to it, you can comment. I will try my best to answer the query. And then comes the benefit of cloud computing. Agility. This is the first benefit of cloud computing. The cloud gives you easy access to broad range of technologies so that you can innovate faster and build nearly anything that you can imagine. You can spin up resources as you need them from the infrastructure services such as compute, storage and database to Internet of Things, machine learning, data lakes and analytics and much more. You can deploy technology service in matter of minutes and get ideas from implementation several orders of magnitude faster than before. This gives you freedom to experiment, test new ideas to differentiate customer experience and transform your business. So basically, the thing is that you are able to experiment anything now. You can just use the AWS resources, you can just try multiple things. But in the earlier scenarios, what would have happened if you want to experiment? You were expected to bring all the resources, all the servers, storage, database of your own. Then you had to experiment. And if experiment is successful, then it is fine. But if it fails, then all the expenditure for purchasing those resources will go in vain. So this is the difference. Still you are paying the charges to AWS, but that is limited. That is for the resources that you use and only for the time for which you are using those resources. You are not paying the complete cost of those resources. This is the difference. And now, elasticity. With cloud computing, you don't have to over-provision resources upfront to handle peak levels of business activities in the future. Instead, you provision the amount of resource that you actually need. You can scale these resources up or down to instantly grow and shrink capacity as your business need changes. So basically, you don't have to worry how many users will be there on your website or your application. If you are thinking this number will be 100, then it is fine. You have to provision the resource like that in AWS. But in earlier scenarios, you had to bring the resource for 100 persons or 100 users. But if the number increases to 200 or 500, I can say, then you have to bring resources again. And even if you have to avoid the business impact, in that case you have to buy that resource capacity in advance. But here you don't have to worry. You can just increase or scale up your resources anytime whenever you think your business is growing. Even you can shrink the capacity as well. And then cost saving. It is also cost saving at the same time because cloud allows you to trade fixed expenses such as data center and physical server for variable expenses. Earlier it was fixed expense because you had to buy data center and physical server. But now it is just variable expense and you only pay for it as you consume it. Plus the variable expenses are much lower than you would pay to do it yourself because of economies of scale. That's the benefit of it. And then deploy globally in minutes. With the cloud, you can expand to new geographic regions and deploy globally in minutes. For example, AWS has infrastructure all over the world. So you can deploy your application in multiple physical locations with just a few clicks. Putting application in closer proximity to end users reduces latency and improves their experience. I hope you are aware already with this line. Suppose your users are in USA but your servers are in China, then there will be latency. But if your users are in USA and your servers are also in USA, then there will be better network performance and it will reduce latency. And ultimately, it will improve customer experience and ultimately your business will grow. So this helps in multiple ways, which is possible only with cloud. So this was all in this video. Thanks for watching this video. Have a great learning and please do subscribe this channel IT India.